Hi everybody, it's me, Susan Holt. I'm an artist. And tonight I will be here with you for maybe half an hour, maybe an hour. It all just depends. We're going to do a pour painting tonight. I'm going to make a pour painting tonight. And you guys out there are going to watch. I do not have the comments on my screen, but my husband does. So if you see somebody named Chris Kurtz comment back to you, that's him. Yes, we have different last names. It's okay. I am an independent woman, as everybody calls me, so I didn't change my name when we got married. But that's neither here nor there. So tonight, I would like to thank Diana, Joan, and Jennifer. They provided the colors I'm going to use in the pour tonight. So we have Indigo, which is this nice dark blue. We have green. They didn't specify a green, so I'm going to do a couple of different greens. And light blue. I'll do a couple different light blues. Then I'll put in some orange and some yellow with it as well. So that way we have some contrasting colors in there, some complementary colors in there. And I will do different shades of each of these. My little tiny setup. I'm using a little tiny cup today to do this pour because I want to have a lot of white in the background, like in the painting I showed in the picture earlier. So first of all, we're going to get ourselves set up while we're waiting for everybody else to join us. Okay. I can see a comment, and it's my friend Steven being smarty pants. So I can see them. I'm just not going to comment back to you on them until after the video is over. So this is my white. It's going to be my base color. And one of the things that you'll see about my bottles is they're kind of they are the craft store kind of bottles for paint. I don't necessarily use the craft store paint. I don't necessarily not use the craft store paint either. But let's do a little bit more of that. But I do have larger bottles of art supply store paint that I use, and I just refill these and I remix everything and I put it through a strainer because that seems to catch a lot of the clumps that sometimes happen inside the bottles. And I've already got all these paints mixed with my Flow Aid and with my pour medium. Well, the white one has the pour medium, everything else has the Flow Aid. And they're watered down to the point where it will be easy to use these just like this. So I've already set everything up in advance and got them all ready to go. So in here I've got the indigo, I've got some of the light green, I've got one of the light blues. This is kind of one of the gray blues, really nice blue actually. Back, put some more indigo in because I think I want the indigo to be kind of the main color that stands out. I love this green, kind of peacocky green. So I'm just playing around with my colors here, stacking them in, and I'm going for what I want to. In some pour paintings, the way and the order you put your paints into your cup matters. This one doesn't really matter how we get the paint in the cup, what order we put it in the cup, just as long as it gets in there, we're pretty good to go. Now for some of you color theory geeks out there, like me, you'll know that orange and blue are opposite each other on the color wheel. That means they are complementary colors. What that means is when you put one of them next to the other, it will make them both brighter, or it will make them both seem brighter. I want you to think about Christmas with all of that really saturated red and green that's out there in the world at Christmas time. And everything kind of looks like it vibrates a little bit. That is what complementary colors do to each other. So having some orange in this cup is going to make the blues seem a little bit more vibrant. If I were to do just blues in this cup without some of the other paints that I'm putting in, it might look a little flat and a little broody. I don't want to make a flat, broody painting, so we're going to make a nice, happy painting. Hopefully it'll be a nice, happy painting. All right, I think I got a little bit of everything in there. To get the rest of my paint out, I just tap it on the side of my glass. It makes the paint that's left in there swirl together a little bit, so I do get some intermediate shades and tones. Kind of pulls everything together. Now before this sets, I'm going to spritz out my strainer. I'll show you this because you can actually see the chunks of paint that it caught. If I were to not have the strainer there, those chunks of paint would be in my painting. And that would make it really difficult to have a smooth painting that I want. All right. Go. Put those back. Now, you're going to come with me. We're going to walk over to where I have my pour painting set up. So bear with me here for a moment. White paint. Get my blue cup. Walk over here. This is my dining room, technically. Made that clock. Saw a teacup clock on Pinterest. Thought, oh, that looks really cute, so I made one. All right. I want to make sure everybody can see this. Bear with me one moment. Okay, I think that's pretty good. Okay. So pour painting, everybody thinks is a really super quick process, and it certainly can be. And this is certainly faster than an oil painting that can sometimes take months or years, depending on your technique. Some oil painters like Bob Ross are really fast. I am not a fast oil painter. I am a relatively fast pour painter. What I'm doing now is I am moving the paint around and making it go off of the edges, off of the sides, and then I'm putting a little coat of paint down on the sides of my canvas. That way when the other paint flows off of it, it doesn't leave bare spots on the sides of my canvas. And the entire surface of the canvas is then covered. This is also why I wear the latex-free gloves. Cleanup is a lot easier. And you'll notice that for those of you who are skilled at pour painting, I did not put any silicone in my paint. And that's because I don't want to have to wash my canvas after the paint is dry to get the silicone off in order to be able to put another layer of my paint on it for my little mandalas that I do. Just going to take my palette knife and smooth this all out. And the canvas I'm using today is bigger for what I do. It is 18 by 24 inches. So I'm trying to expand my size repertoire for my work. That's a good word, repertoire. I like it. I know I started a little bit early, so for those of you who are joining us, hi, my name is Susan Holt. I'm an artist, and tonight I'm working on this pour painting so that I can put a dot mandala on it at some point. So my rig setup here is something I've cobbled together on my own. It's 2 sections, and it's foam core with a dollar store plastic trash bag taped to it, and then I tape the 2 together if I have a bigger canvas like this. Right, we're going to make some noise. This is my trusty heat gun, and we're going to pop all the little bubbles that are in here. Or most of the bubbles. I had one that was being a pill. So my paint is not equal on all of my canvas, so I'm just going to move it around really quick and make it spread out a little bit more, get it used to moving. As you can see, I've got my little cups with pins, push pins stuck in them underneath. Some pour painters will actually put the pins directly into the bottom of the canvas. I don't like that so much. I like having my cups. The cups get it up off of the surface here a little bit higher. That I like. And I'm just making sure that all my edges are covered nicely before I do the actual pour. I can hear myself on the microphone coming from my husband's computer in his office. And there's a little lag to it, and it's hilarious from where I stand. Okay, so now we're going to make our pour. We've got all of our colored paint in our cup. Okay. let's see. There we go. Ooh, that looks like it's going to come out nice. Did you see all the little bubbles start to pop up when I hit it with the heat gun the second time? Oh, yeah. Okay. Let's do it this way. So now this is where kind of some of your patience and artistry comes in. You have to know how far to move your paints before that looks too weird. Knocked my cups around. And you can't be afraid to get paint on you. I routinely come out of the studio here with paint on my arms, on my face, and my hair. I wear an apron, but still, it gets everywhere. I'm okay with that. I'm wash and wear. So now I'm going to use a blow dryer, and I have modified the end to have kind of a melted cup on it. But that will make the air that I'm going to blow through here a little bit more focused. And I'm going to push the button that makes the air that comes out of here cool air. We do not want to put hot air on this yet. It will solidify the paint quickly, and we don't want that at this time. All right, it's going to be loud. Here we go. Okay. Now I'm going to go back in with my trusty boba straw and make some of these lines kind of stretch out a little further. I also will get lightheaded when I do this, so I may be quiet for just a couple minutes. I'm holding my apron away from the painting because that's how I got this big blue spot up here. I accidentally dipped the apron into a painting when I was leaning over doing this step. Now I've come around the table, I'm on the other side. Switch sides again. Okay. Gonna hit it one more time with the heat gun. Okay. I think this is going to work beautifully as a painting. I have a nice big swath of color over about half of the canvas. I also have a nice large area up here where I can put in one of my dot mandalas. Depending on what colors come out overnight, I will choose a color that complements those colors or a color that is one of those colors so that I can make my big mandala over there. And I may put a few smaller ones in as well. But I think I'm going to go with this dark blue, this indigo blue that Diana suggested. And I don't know if you can see, but up here I'm getting some more indigo dots coming up through this orangey red. Just fantastic. So now comes one of the important parts that some people don't do when they make a pour painting, and that is I'm going to take the extra paint off of the underside, off of this edge. Fix my corner. And I just scrape it along the side of my work tray. Kind of runs down and drips and looks really cool. With all the colors in this one, it's going to be pretty neat. So I use some of this for making some jewelry pieces. While I'm doing this, I'll tell you a story. I was out at First Friday Art Walk a couple months ago, and I was at the La Guitarra Cat Cafe, which is almost ready to open with kitties and everything. But the owners there were letting a few of the artists that they know, like me, come in and sell art before the cats got there. And this big guy comes in with his wife. And she's looking at all the art and oohing and ahhing. I think she bought a couple pairs of earrings from me, which was nice. But he stops, and I think the painting was about half this size. I had a painting up on an easel on my display, and he said, "Okay, tell me how you do that. What computer program do you use?" I said, "Oh no, I I do everything by eye. And I said on the big mandalas, I will put a pencil mark where I want the center dot to go. But otherwise, it's all just done by eye. And he says, how do you do that? And I said, spatial awareness is my jam. And he called me a machine. I will take that. I like that compliment very much. Just want to make sure I'm pretty thorough getting the paint off. Okay, so that is that. One of the things about pour paintings is they will dry in their own time, and they will also change overnight. So what you see right now is probably pretty close to what we're going to see in the morning, but it might not be. Once this is dried, once I get the dot mandala on it, I will show it to you again. But I'm going to leave you with it for a moment while I rinse out my pour cup, because I don't want my pour cup to have paint left in it. I've been using this cup for a while, and it's plastic, so if I can keep it out of the landfill as long as I can, fantastic. Be right back. All right, that's literally all the time that took. Just a couple seconds, which is good for me. I will show you as soon as I get back over to the table. I'm going to take these gloves off because I'm done with the point where I need them. As soon as we get back over to the table, I will show you the Prismacolor pencil mandala that I was working on this week. And we'll talk about that a little bit. All right. Welcome back to your little perch on my art table, one of my art tables. Okay. So this is the mandala I've been working on this week, and I've been doing shorter lives. And I've gotten it finished. I chose some Prismacolor pencils to color this in. I have black and gold for my kind of more earthy tones colors. And then I decided to go really bright. So I have a light aqua, kind of a teal, a light blue, a dark ultramarine blue, purple, a purpley blue, and I have a light purple, and then this really pretty fuchsia color that really stands out against the cooler colors and cool tones. So this piece is 10 by 10. It is Prismacolor on paper. The mandala is one of my own designs that I drew, so it was ink on paper before that. And I will be putting this up on my website in the next couple of days. I have some fiddling around to do with my website, but it will be up for $131. That includes tax and shipping. So if you're interested in this piece, you can always send me a message, and then I don't have to put it up on my website. But if it goes up on the website, it goes up on the website. And my website is www.saholtstudios, all one word, .com. Here's my handwritten little note. The top one there, saholtstudios.com. And I do have some other mandalas to show you. For those of you who are here with me right now, you will be able to download and print this mandala that I created. And you can color it in, and I would really love to see your rendition of it, because I know what my rendition of it looks like, and I adore seeing what other people do with my work. For the next one that comes up, or will come up, will be this piece. It's got butterflies and dragonflies and little lotus flowers. I will be changing these out every 4 months or so. After that, I have this lovely little piece that has jewels embedded in it, or flowers, or parachutes, or whatever you see. And last but not least, we'll have sea turtles, and that will get us through an entire year of fun stuff to color. So 1 per quarter. All right. I think that is it for tonight. If anybody has any questions for me, go ahead and pop them into the comments. Speaking of comments, I see Stephen has a comment, says, I had no idea what a pour painting was. This is kind of awesome. Thank you. I think it's kind of awesome too. And when I'm not talking to people, making a pour painting will really zen me out. So it's all kind of that in the moment sort of a thing, which takes me out of my head. And that's always a good thing. Sometimes I need to be taken out of my own head. Create something pretty. I think this is pretty. It's a nice one. So that is it for me tonight. I want to thank you all for joining me. I want to thank you all for coming over to my new group. Hi, here I am. How you doing? So thank you for coming to my group. Thank you for watching tonight. Jennifer Richardson says, so cool to watch. Hi, Jennifer. So yeah, that's it for me. I hope you guys have a really great night. Like I said, if you have any questions, let me know. And we'll do this again sometime. Have a great weekend. Bye.